action on that. Hello. We can't hear you, Roseanne, if you're talking to us. I think you're on mute, Roseanne.
It's only been 18 months, so I can figure how this thing works. Supervisor Andrade will lead us in the invocation.
Sounds good.
We're having some technical difficulties. He might have to do this again.
That was a practice run. Lord, thank you for allowing everyone present to meet again to discuss every matter with open minds and enable us to unite our differences and uphold the rights of others. May our decisions bring truthfulness and blessings for the future and the betterment of this community. Amen.
Amen. Thanks, Armando. Next is the Pledge of Allegiance.
Chair, Armando and I are the only two in here. I don't know if you have flags present at home. Otherwise, we can skip to the posting of the agenda.
Okay, we'll go ahead and skip the Pledge of Allegiance for this meeting. Next, Madam Secretary, can you please take roll?
Commissioner Cortez,
Present.
Commissioner Vargas,
Present.
Chairperson Romero,
Present.
Chairperson, sorry, it was Vice Chairperson. Apologize. Chairperson Solorzano,
Present. Okay, thank you. Now for the report of the posting of the agenda. Was the agenda posted according to state law?
yes, the agenda was posted in accordance to state law.
Thank you. So now we're doing it a little different. So now would be the time for public comment on agenda items. So was there anybody from the public willing to speak or wanting to speak on any items on the agenda?
Not at this moment.
Thank you. So we'll move to the consent calendar. So the first item is the approval of the September 16th, 2021 Recreational, Cultural, and Youth Commission minutes. Can I get a motion from a commissioner to approve those minutes?
I, Commissioner Vargas, approve the minutes of September 16, 2021.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and second that. So next, we go to the discussion items. So Recreation and Community Services Department update.
I'll get started and then we can tag team. So first of all, on Monday at 4 p.m., we're hoping that you can all join us for the groundbreaking of the Bell Gardens Aquatic Center that will be taking place at John Anson Ford Park. I know rain is predicted and we are still going forward with the event, but we'll call it on that day by 10 a.m. With a new date. So we'll put it up on social media, but we're very proud of the fact that we are breaking ground and that we are moving forward and that official demolition of the project should be starting in the next few weeks, followed by, that will take about 4 months or so to complete the demolition and the eradication of asbestos and some of those hazardous waste items that we have to take care of. Our Halloween event is scheduled for Sunday, October 31st. We're very excited about being able to, again, hold an in-person event. Event starts at 4 p.m. at Veterans Park. We have a live band. We'll be doing a Halloween costume contest. We have a number of opportunities to take photos with your family. And if any of you are available or family members are available to volunteer, we will gladly accept volunteers. And then the very next day, we have our Dia de los Muertos event, which again will be at Veterans Park. It'll run from 5:30 to 9 p.m. We have entertainment, we have vendors. And this year we are doing a community altar. So if there's anybody that maybe doesn't have time or, you know, to make their own altar, they can submit to the community altar. And so we're looking for photos and maybe a brief information on who is the departed family member. And we'll incorporate them in the community altar, which I think will be a large one. We've received a lot of submissions for individuals that have passed from COVID this year. And so I think it'll be very special. And so again, hope you can join us. Then on Saturday, November 6th, the Latino Equality Alliance and Love BG have joined forces, and we're helping them facilitating a LGBTQ plus pride picnic and resource fair that will take place at Veterans Park. It's from 11 to 4 on November 6th. Also in November, we have Veterans Day. It will be at 10 a.m. at the Veterans Memorial at Veterans Park. And this year we'll be having a performance by the Satin Dolls, which is an international 1940s pinup group. So they sing a lot of the older authentic retro songs of World War II and the Korean War, and a lot of Big Bang era. November 13th will be a very, very busy day for the city. We have the fishing derby, which will kick off at 8 a.m. At John Anson Ford Park in our pond. We reduced the number of participants this year from 150 to 100 families, just so that we can keep the distance and keep everybody safe. We received a great donation from the Lions Club of $1,000, and we'll be doing a number of awards and helping the kids out with fishing. And it looks like we'll have about 500 pounds of fish in the pond. So that will also be taking place. And then along that the lines on November 13th is we have our youth golf program again. This is number 3 of 4. This one will be held from 12 to 3. So after you finish fishing, you can come over and play some golf with us again at our golf course. And then also on November 13th is a health fair that will be taking place at Veterans Park. Our partnership with the Mexican American Opportunity Foundation, and they'll have a number of opportunities for physical exams, and also there'll be a food distribution from there, along with raffles and entertainment. So that will be happening. Our summer supper program continues Monday through Friday at 3 o'clock at 3 of our sites: Veterans Park, John Anson Ford Park, and at the Neighborhood Youth Center. And then beginning in November, we will be doing an additional site at Marlowe Park, so assisting at that end of the city. We also have some free self-defense classes that are starting. There's 4 of them scheduled on November 13th. That's a special day for us, remember that. December 11th, January 8th, and February 12th from 10 to 11 at Veterans Park. They're free. All we ask is that residents sign up. And we have limited, opportunities, but we'll be able to get everybody in. If there's more interest and we haven't been able to accommodate them, we'll schedule some more. This Friday night, if you're not doing anything, we'll be showing Beetlejuice at Veterans Park. It's our fall movie series. And we hope to start the movie around 6. It's starting to get dark around that time. We have a number of activities, face painting, limbo contest. And if you so desire, you can wear a Beetlejuice influence costume on that day. This Saturday, we also are working on a mural at Marlowe Park. So if you're free, stop on over at Marlowe Park from 2 to 5. We'll be working with our artist who will be working with the children to gather inspiration, get ideas. The children will also be allowed to put their drawings down, apply, and will incorporate all of their ideas and into what actually gets painted on the mural going forward. I'm happy to say that we're gearing up very quickly to reopen our senior center. We have a Halloween event that will be kicking it off on October 25th. And so slowly we're dipping our toes into the water with our senior programming, but the seniors are quite excited. We continue to offer free COVID testing Monday through Friday from 11 to 5 at Veterans Park. Vaccines are still offered on Tuesdays between 12 and 4. Right now, we're offering just the Pfizer, and anybody who's 12 and over is eligible for first, second, or boosters. And information that I received yesterday is that we should be having the Moderna available here in the next week or two as soon as it gets its final approval. So we'll be able to offer those, and those will be on a different day, but we'll get that information out to you. Our Community Family Service Center is very busy. We've been offering a number of consumer action items with the utility program. In November, we've partnered with Assembly Member Cristina Garcia. On November 20th, we'll be offering the Thanksgiving food distribution that will offer food to families, 1,600 families. And that program will take place at John Anson Ford Park. It's a drive-through event. We also are working on our December event. Last year, we were fortunate enough to be able to operate out of the casino, but fortunately and unfortunately, they're back in operation, so the parking lot is not accessible to us. So we're going to break it up into 2 events. We'll do a food distribution on December 11th and toys and a winter wonderland on December 18th. So we'll still be having the event. It'll just take 2 events to do what we did in 1 event. And that's all I have. I think we got the calendar out to everybody. There was a little bit of a mishap, but I think we solved it. Armando got a new pair of glasses, and we're good to go now. And apologize for that mishap, but I think everybody got their information, and we're not perfect, but we try. So that's all I have. I don't know if there's any questions. Be happy to answer any questions or concerns regarding the department update.
I just have one question. When you were mentioning the December 11 is the food distribution, and the December 18, what was it called again?
So the staff hasn't exactly named it, but it will be for children. It'll be a toy distribution and a type of maybe like a Halloween event, but it'll be for Christmas and winter. And children will need to register for that event, pre-register for that event. And the intent is to block out like about an hour and a half and send in maybe 100 or so kids, and then an hour and a half, we'll send in another. But those flyers should be out here in the next couple of weeks because we'll be starting registration shortly.
Yes, I wanted to check in with how is it going to work with registration, because I do remember at the back to school event, we needed the children to be present to get a backpack. So we wanted to make sure we make that clear on the flyer
Yes.
that children need to register in order to receive a toy or participate in the programming. So just to make that
Right.
clear for the residents.
Yes, exactly. The children will need to be present in order to get their gift.
Awesome. Does anybody else have any questions or comments regarding the department update? None. Yeah, I don't think I do either. I'm just impressed that we're going to be able to do like 4 different events in one day, November 13th. And I wish I could be there for that day, but I already have a trip planned. Unfortunately, I really wanted to go to the fishing derby, but I mean, I'm happy that we're going to be able to pull it off. So,
Yeah, the fishing derby was originally scheduled for November 6th, but the California Fishing Game could not commit to providing us the fish. So we couldn't have a fishing derby without the fish. And the earliest possible date was November 13th. So we're doing our best, and sometimes things work out and sometimes they don't, but I'm glad that we're having the event, an event that was canceled last year. So we're doing our best, and yes, we all will be hands on deck on that day. So thank you.
no, yeah, I'm excited for the fishing derby. I know families really love it. But if there's no other comments, we can move on to the third item, which is the COVID-19 impact and protocols.
Just Supervisor Andrade has been working very hard in, as the protocols change almost daily, weekly, we have had to change. We have taken a pause and now have come back to a certain extent, but I'm going to leave it up to Armando to explain what we can and what we can do and how we're doing it to keep everybody as safe as possible and still allowing for the children especially to be able to participate actively in sports.
As you all know, in late August, the county updated the COVID protocols requiring children to be either vaccinated or submit to weekly vaccinations. At that time, our department was not offering COVID testing, so priority was to offer that service not only for youth sports participants, but for the entire community, including for families that their children were attending Montebello Unified Schools that at the time were not providing testing. So that was priority one. That has been accomplished. Then we worked on bringing back the programs that were already in place or about to start the league play or to start practices. And I'm happy to announce that teen basketball is currently in week 3 of 6 of league play. We have a total of 6 teams with 11 players in each team. That league is scheduled to end the first week in November. We are also in the middle of girls softball practices. We formed 2 divisions, and that's the AB, which is ages 11 to 14, and BC, which is girls ages 8 to 10. Games are slated to begin the end of October. Currently have 5 teams total in those divisions with 13 players in each team. And we are also in the 3rd week of T-ball practices. Those practices are taking place at Ford Park Mondays and Wednesdays, or Tuesdays and Thursdays. There's 12 teams with a total of 12 participants per team, and those games are scheduled to begin the first week in November. We are following all COVID protocols, which include indoor sports requiring all participants, staff, coaches, game officials to wear a mask indoors, even while participating in the game. That concludes my update for youth sports and the impact on COVID-19 protocols.
Thanks, Armando. Does anybody have any questions for Armando regarding this? Go ahead.
I know you mentioned the sports section has resumed. Do you know if the recreational section, like the classes, like the dance classes, the cheer classes, have those going to be resuming, or are we still a little bit on pause because of the never-ending changes of COVID?
No, they are resuming. Anna and her staff have been working hard to get those protocols in place also, and notifying parents of the fact of what that they need to wear a mask and how we're going to move forward. But yes, all recreational classes, we are limiting the numbers and trying to stay in compliance with all COVID protocols. I sit on a monthly meeting with the county, all the directors from the County of Los Angeles monthly. And at every one of our meetings, we have had people from the LA County Health Department, including Dr. Ferrer, who has at times sat in and provided us guidance as to how to proceed with youth sports. They currently just released all the protocols for summer day camps. So we're glad that they're actually doing them ahead of time and helping us as we start to get towards spring and how we're going to operate this summer. So again, we'll start with whatever those protocols are that are released. And then as soon as that's the case, they probably will change them. But I'm sure we will continue to go with the flow and make whatever adjustments are necessary to provide the programs that we offer now and new programs that we will offer in the future. So I think the staff has made good adjustments and in trying to stay with what we need to do going forward. And so, we'll just go with it. We've been going with it for the last 18, 20 months now. And so we'll make adjustments if we need to.
Thank you.
Okay, if nobody else has any other comments or questions regarding the COVID-19 protocols, we can move on to public comments on non-agenda items. Do we have any?
Not at this time.
Thank you. So now we have staff comments, upcoming events. I know that Roseanne, you touched on the upcoming events. Did we want to go over that again or?
No, what I asked staff to do going forward with all of our commissions, this will just be a standard item that will be placed on the agenda as a reminder. So not necessarily to go over it because a lot of times they're covered during the department update, but they're just reminders of some of the events that'll be happening in the next 2 months. And so we'll stay ahead of it for the next 60 days. So this part of it will continue just so that you can have a reminder. The only other thing that I was going to suggest is that maybe at an upcoming meeting, the commission might want to consider touring our community garden. I know that there's been some questions. There'll be a report at the city council meeting on Monday night where I'll provide a PowerPoint, but our department and Public Works Department has done a number of improvements at our community garden. And it's a great facility that I think is doesn't maybe get a whole lot of attention because it's just out in the back. But thought maybe one of these days, if the commission's interested in taking a tour of the community garden, we could just do a short tour and then maybe end up back here before one of the commission meetings or something along those lines if the schedule works out. So just something to keep in mind in the future. If you're interested in touring the garden, be nice to see you come out to some of the facilities and see what, what's going on.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think we can all definitely take some time to go see our community garden now that it's, I don't know if it's already been revamped with the benches and all that. Yeah, it has. Cool. Yeah, I think we should. That'd be great.
Yeah, if you tune in on Monday night to the council meeting, the PowerPoint will depict a number of pictures and everything that's happened there. There's been concrete work and signage and yeah, so.
Good. Okay, so now let's go to commissioner comments. Does anybody have any comments? Yes. Go ahead.
Thank you. Actually, I had a couple of questions. Specifically around park projects. I know that we've been waiting. I don't know if I wanted to know if there was an update on the BG Veterans Park. I know we had laid out a beautiful plan, and I was wondering if there's any funding updates on that. So that's one question. The second one is I saw on the Rivers and Mountains Conservancy website that there was money that was approved for a design concept where the golf course currently is to expand some of the park stuff. And I was wondering if that's going to come to this commission or how can we best engage in that project? Thank you.
So the Prop 68 grant has not been awarded yet. We anticipated that we would be hearing something in September, and we're already at the end of October. Nothing has been released. There is a delay as all the state employees are still working from home. And so, things are taking a little bit longer to complete. And so we're still in a holding pattern. So we're hoping that we hear something soon. They're now saying before the end of the calendar year. So we should be hearing something shortly. The Rivers and Mountains Conservancy did award a grant. I don't know exactly what the amount is, but the award was to KDI to do a study on the use of the golf course and to determine whether what the best use is for that open space. And again, it's to go to the residents and and see what the interest is there. Whether it's the interest to keep a golf course or to do something else with open space. But the grant was awarded to KDI. The benefits to the city are that the study will take place. It'll be transparent. You all will be invited to participate and provide input into it. They have not started it. They're waiting for their contract to be signed off through the Rivers and Mountains. They haven't received it. And so from there, they will assemble a team that I suspect will be made of KDI, city staff, commissioners, and the community to study the use of the golf course.
Thank you.
And my comment is I got to visit the Community Family Service Center today. So I got an opportunity to go in there and see the space. I know it's there. I live around the corner, but I just want to give you guys a great round of applause. That little classroom that used to be the voting, where I would go vote or where food would be stored. We used it as a Girl Scout troop. I walked in and I was like, whoa, they made it into a full office. There's cubicles. It's so welcoming. The ladies that are in there were so professional. We're so inviting. We're so sweet. So if there's any residents listening or watching, I encourage you to visit the Community Family Service Center because it's there for a reason. It's there because, I went in there to try to apply for the water utility, with the water increases in my side of my neighborhood here in BG. Why not take advantage of what the council has set aside for as a resident, not just as a commissioner, but I'm a resident as well. So, and they were so helpful with the paperwork. They were so helpful with filling out the application. So I hear so much about the Community Family Service Center, but I've never actually been there and seen it. And I'm just very, very amazed about how much you guys have really honed in on that this is what the city needs. So I applaud you guys again for it. And again, I encourage everybody to, sign up. I brought home some flyers, so I'm gonna pass them out to my neighbors. So, because it's there for us to use. And it's not just with utilities, it's with food, it's with anything that we need help with. So it was just a great experience. So I'm very fortunate that I got a chance to be there today.
Thank you. Again, if that's another site that you're interested in touring, we could definitely make it available. We're hoping to do some type of ribbon cutting ceremony because we don't want it to be Bell Gardens' best kept secret. It's a one-stop location now operating in a small facility. We hope that one day, if we get the grant funding and we're able to make the necessary improvements, that we can move the entire operation into the former senior center and make it a one-stop where residents can come in and access much needed human and social services, whether it's rental assistance programs, food assistance, counseling, tutoring. We've invited a number of nonprofit agencies to come in and share space with us, so that residents can come and access programs and services there at one site instead of trying to go to a number of different places if they need special services. So I know staff is working on official ribbon cutting. We have just been working and operating that we didn't think that, well, maybe what we need to do is do a ribbon cutting and just make it official so that people can see how it's operating. So thank you very much for those comments, Commissioner Vargas.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my comments next, if that's okay, Ozzy.
Yes, go ahead. I think I'm gonna skip my comments. My internet's not being so helpful right now.
Okay, all right. Well, first I want to say thank you to Armando for sending out the list of events. It was very helpful. I know that we got it a little later than you had originally sent it, but it's okay. We all have something going on with our eyes at some point. I mean, we've been looking at a screen for so long. CC does look like subject. But I'm just teasing. And I'm sad that I'm going to be missing the groundbreaking for the ribbon cutting to the pool, or the groundbreaking event for the pool. So I'm being selfish, but I hope that it rains out so that we can reschedule. But I'm really excited for it to begin and for it to start. I know our residents are very, very intrigued, and I think it's now time for us to just be patient. We are going to start seeing the work being done, and I think that's what our community wanted. As for the Community and Family Service Center, I know that in the past, it wasn't only for residents of Bell Gardens. We were getting residents from Fresno, San Bernardino, calling in and asking for assistance with things such as EDD applications, EBT applications. I want to make sure that we are still able to serve, or I guess I'm asking, are we still serving residents that are not in Bell Gardens or non-residents?
I'm trying to unmute myself. So operational wise, obviously the priority is Bell Gardens. That being said, the rental assistance program, I think, was a prime example of that. The city of Bell Gardens is the only municipality offering rental assistance programs directly. And so to date, we have filed well over 650 applications on behalf of clients. I would say more than 90% of those are Bell Gardens residents. Though we have serviced as part of the agreement, people from outside the city limits, LA County, for example. But staff has communicated that residents from other areas have talked, and we've received calls as far as New Jersey. And it goes to show that people from outside of this area, Arizona, Texas, New Jersey, we started writing them down as to where we were hearing them from, were actually calling us because they knew the services were available, but they didn't know how to access them in their area. And so the city of Bell Gardens is also part of a network called Unite Us. It's a database-driven computer program that Kaiser and Blue Cross put together, Anthem Blue Cross put together. We joined as Unite, part of the network in offering these services. So it's very easy if there is a client that calls from, say, Northern California, New Jersey, an out of area. And if they give us, all we ask for is their zip code, we can pull it up on the computer, zip code. And if they say they need food assistance and they give us their zip code, we could literally email them or just give them all the information for their site wherever they are. And so I think unfortunately during the pandemic, there were not a whole lot of resources that were available in communities. And so we did our best. We have never turned away anybody, but yes, the priority is Bell Gardens, and the fact that the services are here, indirect services with Bell Gardens. I know that more than 95% of the residents are that get service there are Bell Gardens residents. We do assist others, and the priority is Bell Gardens.
Awesome.
But we have helped other people.
Okay, and I think that was just my question. Whether we are being able to assist other individuals who come from outside cities, only because I know that I've recommended multiple people to the resource center, just because I know that there are not a lot of places for people to get help, or people just to get the resources that they need, a phone number of a place to call to get that help. And I know, like I said, in the past, we were able to help, and I just want to make sure that if we recommend anybody, the resource center will be able to help. And it seems like they will. And I really like that Unite Us. It's very helpful opposed to Google. So, and I think that's it for my comments. If Ozzy, did you, or Vice Chairperson, did you have any comments? Did you, or is your internet still a little funky?
Yeah, it's a little bit off. I was gonna try to make that meeting on Monday, so maybe I'll see some of you there. But that's all I have. Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing you, Ozzy.
Thank you. Same.
Okay, if there are no other comments or questions from the commission, I'd like to adjourn this meeting as of 6:42 p.m. Thank you guys and have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good one.